Hey guys, so today I am going to walk you through the process of creating a persuasive essay outline. Now, we've been working a little bit with some articles about gene modification. So, your focus question is, do you believe gene modification should be allowed? Now, I'm going to walk you through this using an example. And my example question is, should children have physical education every single day? Okay. So let me get to the first slide. So this is what your first slide looks like when you get to the assignment. It says, so first of all, it's focusing on your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is like your main idea for your whole entire essay. All right, so it's a little bit broad, and then you get more specific as you work your way into the body paragraphs. So for your thesis statement, it's already pretty much written for you, but you need to fill in the blank there. It says, I believe that gene modification, and then you have to choose, should or should not be allowed in today's society. Now, when you choose your answer, what you're going to do is a couple things. Number one, you're going to delete, like if I wanted this one to be should not, and you can make it whatever you want. You're going to delete the parentheses and just leave it like that. Okay, so you're going to delete so then it says what you want it to say. Now, once you choose your either should or should not, whichever side you feel comfortable with, you can't be in the middle. You have to choose one or the other. You then have to come up with 2 reasons why. Now, these reasons why have to be things that are supported by evidence from the articles that we read. Now, I added a couple other articles on there, and those are on the next slide. So if you're like, well, I don't think it's a good thing, I think it should not be allowed, but I don't really remember why. Okay, well then here are links to the articles. The first one and the second one are the 2 that we read on Common Lit, and then the others are extras. So this one, number 3, talks about blindness. It's a very good article about how people who have inherited blindness, it can fix that. And then this other one talks about animals, actually, saving endangered species. So you need to come up with your reasons why. Now, I've had a few people say, well, I don't think that it should be allowed because we should focus on finding a cure for COVID. And yes, well, that is grand and all. Well, now we have the vaccine, so it's a little bit different. But anyway, none of these articles even mention COVID, so we're not going to bring that in. So it has to be something that can be supported with specific direct evidence from the articles. Okay, so let's talk about some ideas. If you said that it should not be, some ideas for your topic sentences, for your claims, could be that it could lead to designer babies. Okay, I believe that was mentioned in there. Another reason why not could be something like we don't know the long-term effects. Okay, another reason could be that it's not reversible. Okay, like once you do it, you can't just put them back in. It doesn't work like that. So those are some ideas for should not. If you're like, if you want it to be should, which is totally fine. Some reasons why it should be allowed. Well, it can help cure or prevent diseases. It can make things, I'm trying to think of like plants and animals, or even people, can make them resistant to other diseases. Okay. We also have the idea that we can make food sources to be more, can create more, okay, be more profitable, I guess you could say. But you're going to have to go back into these articles and look for some ideas that you can support with evidence, and it has to be from the articles. I've given you 4 now, so I kind of added extra ones in there if you weren't happy with the first 2. All right, so what does this all look like? So once you've done your thesis statement, then you look down below. To begin with, gene modification, should or should not, you make that match your guy up here, be allowed because, and then you put your claim in, your reason why. And then you put your second reason in on the topic sentence 2 here on the right-hand side. So you need 2 reasons why. Now I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like using the idea of physical education. You are not doing your paper on physical education, so please don't turn in a paper on physical education. Yours is on gene modification. This is just my completely different example. So if you're all done, this is what this slide should look like. Example, I believe that all students in kindergarten through 12th grade should have a physical education class every day of the week. So then this is what my topic sentence for my body paragraph 1 would look like. This is only going to be a 4-paragraph paper. You're going to have an introductory paragraph, 2 body paragraphs with your 2 separate claims or main ideas, and then a concluding paragraph. It's going to be pretty short and sweet. So let's look at my topic sentence. To begin with, physical education should be required every single day because it would help to improve the student's mental health. Ooh, I need an apostrophe on there. Let's add that. So now what I need to do, I need to make sure that I have at least 2 pieces of evidence to back this up, which I do, so I'm good to go. The second topic sentence says, additionally, physical education should be required every single day because it would allow students to maintain better physical health. Do I have 2 supporting details for that? Yes, I do, so I'm good to go. Now, as you scroll down, the next slide, this is the one I showed you already with your articles on it, and these are all links. Next up is going to be your introductory paragraph. So your intro paragraph is your very first paragraph of your essay. So to begin with, to begin an intro paragraph, you start with a hook, an interesting fact or quote. So if you're a should be allowed, you're going to find an interesting fact, and you can get this from anywhere. I'm not going to require that you cite this, but you can say like according to, or you can put an according to on there if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. Maybe you find just a fact, like a number of people who die from hereditary diseases or something. That would be a good should one, because maybe some of those could be prevented. You can do a did you know? Those work really well. Something along those lines. Let me show you what I did. My hook that I wrote for my example 1, remember physical education, you're not writing the paper on physical education. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So I did tell where I got it. And then I just took a quote. Less than 1/4 of children ages 6 to 17 participate in 60 minutes of physical activity every day. Okay, so you want to start with an interesting quote or an interesting fact, something that's going to grab your reader's attention. Okay, do not begin with, in this paper, I am going to tell you. No announcements allowed. Okay, that's for elementary school. We are not in elementary school. Okay, next comes probably the hardest part of the paper, and that's the overview. I wrote the first sentence for you. It says, throughout the world, scientists are experimenting with the modification of genes. You can just leave that sentence there. All right. Now it says, add 1 to 2 more sentences explaining both sides of the argument. So you need to include information about your 2 reasons, your 2 claims, and then also give us a however on the other side. Okay. So let me show you what that's going to look like. Here's my overview right here, right in the middle. Throughout the United States, health officials and others are pushing for more physical activity within the schools. And that's the same as that sentence that I wrote for you there, pretty much. Now, I'm going to give you my reasons. Physical activity on a regular basis can help children develop into healthier adults and avoid chronic illness. This approach is also linked to improved behavior and improved grades during school. So I touched on both my physical health and mental health there. And now I put the flip side, okay, the opposite. However, some people believe that increasing the amount of time that students are active will only take away from academic classes and cause state test scores to fall. Now, for this essay, I'm not going to have you guys write about the opposite side. I'm not going to make you do a whole paragraph. This one sentence here is just where you are introducing that idea, okay? So that's all I'm looking for, is something that shows the other side of the argument. Okay? Now, the very last thing you need to do, so we've got our hook, we've got our overview, where you introduce your 2 claims, and then you also give the other side of your argument, okay? And then last but not least is your thesis statement. Now, you've already done your thesis statement, okay? This is the I believe that gene modification either should or should not be allowed in today's society. So once again, I repeated my thesis statement here. I believe that all students in kindergarten through 12th grade should have a physical education class every day of the week. And that right there is your introductory paragraph. Okay? Hook, you've got your overview, and you've got your thesis statement. Now, once you're done with that, my expectation for today is for you to do the introductory paragraph and one body paragraph. Okay, you have to do 2 total. We're going to do 1 today. So let's look at what it looks like. First of all, you're going to put your topic sentence here, your body paragraph 1 topic sentence. And if you scroll back up on slide 2, you wrote body paragraph 1 topic sentence there. It's already done. So once you have this done, it has your first claim in it. You're going to copy paste it down onto this slide right here at the top. To begin with, gene modification either should or should not, choose your side, be allowed because, and then you have your reason in there. Now, on this slide, if you look at it, it says evidence, reasoning, evidence, reasoning. So you need 2 pieces of evidence to support your claim. So if you say that we should allow genetic modification because it can help prevent hereditary diseases, then you need to go into the articles and find 2 situations or 2 specific examples of where that is supported. Okay? Now, I set it up for you to put in a direct quote. And basically, you need to just go in and take exactly what they said and make it fit in here. You don't have to. You can paraphrase it and put it in your own words. I'm totally fine with that. So the evidence 1 and evidence 2 are pretty easy. So it says according to, and then you put the source title or the author of the source. Okay, so now some of these titles are pretty long. So if you use source 2, so you would say, according to molecular scissors fix disease-causing flaw in human embryos, you would put all that in the blue here, and then you would insert your quote that you got from that article. Now, pretty easy there, but then you have to put your reasoning. This proves that many people who have suffered with different diseases could avoid passing those diseases down to their children or something. So you do not say the same thing that you put in a quote. You need to then explain how it proves that it should be allowed. Okay, so you have to support your topic sentence here, your claim. You said it should be allowed because it can help prevent diseases. Well, then you need to make sure that you reach back to that with your reasoning. You do the same thing for evidence 2 and then your reasoning 2. Okay, you can use the same source, but I would not list the title twice. It gets really wordy. So you could say in addition, and then you could put the author's name in there, explains, and then you could put the quote. And once again, you're explaining it. Make sure you're not repeating yourself. Okay. And also make sure that you are looking to use your semicolons or your comma fanboys properly. Okay. We don't want a bunch of short, choppy sentences here. We need to mix it up. Now, I'm going to show you real quick what an example of this looks like. So once again, using my example with physical education. So I went up and I grabbed my paragraph 1 topic sentence. To begin with, physical education should be required every single day because it would help to improve the student's mental health. Once again, I forgot to put that apostrophe in. There we go. So my evidence, I found an article right here from Chester College International School. And what I need to do, so I'm quoting that one. It says, according to an article from Chester College International School, because that's where I got it from, young people today are arguably under more pressure than ever, so it is vital for them to have an outlet for stress. So this is the quote that I took from that article. My reasoning. This proves that by providing students with a physical education class every day, they would have less stress and feel better mentally. Okay, so it's bringing home this idea of my topic sentence, my claim that's in orange up here, but it's not saying exactly the same thing. All right, in addition, now I had to find a second piece of evidence. So rather than putting the article part here, I put the author's name. So, in addition, Pete Kemper explains sports teaches children to have improved self discipline. They can implement this self control in all aspects of their life, from better controlling their emotions to being more self motivated with their studies. So, then I used my reasoning. This source makes it clear that physical education could also improve a child's performance in the classroom and in social situations, which both of those could probably be related back to the mental health. So that's why I put those in there. And that is what your paragraph is going to look like. I'm not going to worry about a concluding sentence on the bottom of these. They end up getting kind of redundant and wordy. So we're just going to leave it like that. So I'm looking for, a 5-part body paragraph. I'm not going to say 5 sentence because some of your pieces of evidence or some of your reasoning may be more than 1 sentence, and that is totally fine. Like you can see my evidence 2 here is 2 sentences. Now, make sure that you get your quotes in the right place. Make sure that you have your commas after you're introducing either the title or the author's name. Make sure that you are, if you're using complete sentences as quotes, the whole entire thing, make sure that you're capitalizing those as well. All right. So after you've finished your body paragraph 1, your introductory paragraph, and then you've also just set up your thesis statement and body paragraph 1 and 2 topic sentences on slide 2, you are done for today. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, or if there's anything that you're confused about.